Privacy. Not in this house. So first post and on mobile. Story about abuse, so be warned. No details though. This is a short story. Saw a post on here asking about locked doors and remembered this shit. Gotta love how the most random things will pop up a memory. I think it's more just something I need to vent, so hope this goes okay. Growing up, my adopted parents were very controlling, but I know mostly it was meant to protect us. Unfortunately, things didn't work out that way. They ended up trapping me with a POS, and their refusal to acknowledge it or realize the damage afterwards that makes them somewhat entitled. They've apologized for so much since everything, but boy do I have some fucked up stories from when they didn't want to acknowledge reality. I still love them and we try and make the best of the relationship we have, but damage was definitely done. I don't feel they're overall entitled, but when it comes to this aspect they definitely were. I hope you understand by the end. I honestly already feel bad for labeling them entitled for this, whatever, here we go. I was adopted by baby boomers, set in their ways of idolizing the 1950s, who had already adopted a son and wanted a little girl. To clarify, baby boomers is not even meant to be an insult here, but that is their generation without giving exact ages, and yes, I feel my dad legit idolized the 1950 family image. Their son started abusing me at age 4. My first memories are horrible, but that's not for story time. The abuse was sexual and physical, and he always tried to catch me when I was vulnerable, exchanging, going to the bathroom, sleeping. When he was left in charge, I locked my doors to change just to stop him from barging in every time. But house rule was no locked doors. Parents wanted to be able to walk in whenever they wanted. They regularly looked through our stuff. I kept a diary once till I got lectured for something I wrote in it that had happened in school, so I burned it and stopped writing things down. Lovely family trust building. Anyways, he would get me in trouble whenever possible for locking my bedroom door while changing. I was eventually told by adopted parents that if I didn't stop locking the doors they'd remove them. Which is exactly what happened. I ended up having my door removed and having no protection whatsoever from that sick POS for a while. We'll just say he took advantage. Door was put back on a while later, but I became afraid to lock it and lose it again. Cause privacy. Security. What? Not under my roof. They never wanted to believe he was capable of such things, so I was my only defense against him. I remember running away and being brought back. I think I was about 7 or 8 for this. Sexual abuse was from ages 4 to 12 and the physical abuse was ages 4 to 20. There were times I wanted to call police on him when I was older for the physical abuse, but my parents said they'd lie for him. That still blows my mind. Things like this are meant to be dealt with in the family. I'm 31 now and I have been no contact with POS for about a decade. When I first went no contact, I had constant grief from the adopted parents. I refused to be anywhere he was or go to anything he was invited to, and was told how selfish I was for putting everyone through it and how much stress I'm putting on the parents and relatives for splitting up the family. Sorry, not sorry. For that I'm still a little annoyed. My adopted parents acknowledge it somewhat now after multiple incidents that forced them to see what he really was. Like I said, they've apologized for it, but I know they still don't understand the extent of damage that was done while I was trapped there. Example of how I know this. Recently found my biological father and siblings. First question my adopted parents asked me after my first phone call with my father. You don't think he'll try and go after POS for everything he did to you, do you? Yes, he is still their golden child and they still protect him. I know, loose fit and probably not the best story, but I got it off my chest.